get into your book, Broetry. Give a little background on the book itself.
Broetry I wrote while I was at USC. I was getting my master's in poetry, and it was my thesis. I got offered the book actually the day before graduation. So all the novelists were like, you know, obviously we're gonna have a fucking book deal before you're a dumbass poet.
Nice.
But I was like, fuck you guys. I got one.
It's fucking awesome.
So what was like? I mean, just reading through the book, it's a great listen, and don't take offense to this. It's a great toilet book.
It's fine.
It's fucking great. Like I was just sitting on the ball. I was like, breeze. You sent me the PDF version. I was just like, I breezed through it. It's an easy read, very fun.
Yeah.
And it really is like, for a guy that graduated, you're right in our same demographic. It is a fucking perfect poetry book. You talk about relationships, talk about video games. My favorite one is My Mom's Basement, where you talk about, which is kind of weird because it shows where people come from different ends of the spectrum. You say dibs on Odd Job. We played no Odd Job.
Yeah, not allowed.
You were not allowed to use Odd Job.
Not allowed.
See, everybody wants to be
GoldenEye.
Odd.
Huh?
I mean, he's this giant Asian man. He's just like.
Well, you couldn't shoot him in the head. He was always so small. It was. We played no Odd Job. But in the relationship things, it seems like you've been through your slew of women.
You know, maybe.
He uses the poetry to get him the poon.
I think he does. What was like up in college? You obviously dormed away at college. You could just tell by the book.
Yeah.
And
you're
you're
up to Emerson up in Boston.
Okay, and you did the Wawa thing. I like the Wawa book too. The Wawa chapter.
Well, yeah, I'm from New Jersey, so.
Brian, being from
New
New
Jersey. I live in LA now, but we don't have Wawa out here.
Okay,
It makes
ask
me
him a
really
question.
sad.
Chris, yes, Chris, got it, Chris.
Do you love Boston?
I like Boston. I don't live there anymore, so apparently I didn't.
Did you
love
love
that
it
much.
when you lived there?
I liked it because it's actually pretty clean, and I like clean cities. I don't
Honestly,
like nasty, piss smelling.
It is
cities, you know?
my favorite city of like all time, and everybody hates
Really?
it.
I didn't like it.
I fucking love it.
It's nice.
Everything about it, I love.
Where do you live now, Brian? Did you say LA?
I live in LA now.
Where?
In Los Angeles.
Oh, fancy poetry boy.
Hey.
Do you drink absinthe and smoke cigarettes with those like cigarette holders?
Boy, absinthe.
Is that what he's drinking right now?
Jameson.
Oh, oof! I can't do the Jameson.
Jameson's delight. This is my kind of dude right here, man.
Captain America shirt.
Captain America shirt, glass of Jameson.
GoldenEye.
Brian's famous now, so he can fly us all out to Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited.
On whose budget? Ours or his?
His.
No,
He's
certainly.
a big-time poetry writer. Come on.
So what was? I mean, you got your master's in poetry.
Yeah.
Is that like a real thing? No offense.
Oh, come on.
Not really.
All right, good. I wanted you because I majored in communications. Like that's the fucking fake major. Everyone, it's nothing.
I can teach poetry now. I can like be a poetry professor.
Is that what you want to do?
Not really, but I can if I want to.
Just pulling the poon with the poetry.
You might as well. You could probably get some sexy.
Yeah, you could
co-eds.
probably swing some college poontang.
Hell yeah.
You
You don't know what those geeks will do for their grades. I've heard stories actually recently. No, seriously, they do some crazy ass shit.
She'll catfish. I don't know if that's a real thing.
Catfished.
I'm catfishing you right now. This isn't a real book.
It's really a hot chick that wrote the book.
Yeah.
Right. What was like? Was it something you kind of compiled over like a week, a year, 2 years?
Well, I wrote it as my thesis, so I was like putting it together over the course of a semester, and then when I pitched it to Quirk, my publisher, they were like, "We really like the title. We were like, 10 of these 70 pages. Can you rewrite the whole fucking thing?"
Get the fuck out of here.
So wow. I spent the whole summer of 2010. I wrote, I think, 100 poems in like 90 days or something. Wow. That's like all I did that summer was write for this book. And I was getting scared at the end that I wasn't going to make my deadline. The Tuesday before my deadline, I wrote 6 fucking poems, and 5 of them came into the book. So if it sucks, then it was probably one of those.
Now the poetry stuff, like, what is like your method behind the poetry? It's not like really. I mean, you think of poetry, it's like you think of rhyme schemes and all that shit, but it doesn't kind of fall under that suit. Which obviously most poetry really doesn't.
Iambic pentameter.
Very good, Carmen. I don't even know if it's
iambic pentameter. Actually, I try to stick to 10 syllables. It's just whatever I feel like at the time. Some of it rhymes, some of it doesn't. I don't think it really has to be either way. I just do whatever the fuck the poem. Like every poem's different, so some poems are gonna work like that, some poems aren't.
Now, what's your favorite poem out of the book? And piggyback off that question. I'm sorry, to piggyback off that question, which is the one that kind of hits home the most?
It changes. It depends on my mood. It depends on which ones I've read lately, because I kind of get sick of them if I read them too much.
Yeah.
But what I think is the best one is Not Another Teen Movie. It seems to be people's favorites.
Oh, that one was so cool.
Please recite it.
It was just, it was.
Please recite it.
It was comprised entirely of movie titles.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Oh my God.
Do you have it on you?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's all
awesome.
movie
I
titles
love movies
from,
more than
like,
anything in these
specific years that are like from when I was 13 to 24 or whatever.
Amazing.
Which is like, it's all about having sex or whatever with a girl. So from 13 to 24, those were the pertinent times of, when I wrote this and shit. So
Yeah, hit it.
Not Another Teen Movie. Never Been Kissed. Waiting. Les Miserables. The Opposite of Sex. 13. Chain Reaction. One Fine Day. The Arrival. Savior. The Girl Next Door. She's All That. Lovely and Amazing. The Object of My Affection. Mission Impossible. Fools Rush In. Whatever It Takes. Contact. Nothing to Lose. The Game. Catch Me If You Can. 50 First Dates. The Rules of Attraction. Be Cool. 28 Days Later. Closer. Meet the Parents. Bring It On.
I love. Oh my God! It's not over. I'm sorry.
All right.
No, that was great. I loved it. Go, keep going.
Life is Beautiful.
Sorry.
Romeo and Juliet. Picture Perfect. Love Actually. Ever After. The One. Let's talk about sex. Can't Hardly Wait. Great Expectations in the Bedroom. That Thing You Do. Private Parts. Snatch. Shaft. Deep Impact. Supernova. Goal. I Am Legend. Yes, I love it. 40 Days and 40 Nights. Varsity Blues. The Edge. Accepted. The Last Days. Addicted to Love. Goodbye, Lover. Gone, Baby. Gone. Return to Me. Dead Man on Campus. Meeting People is Easy. The Missing. Out of Sight. The Next Best Thing. Human Nature. Flirting with Disaster. Dangerous Ground. Dangerous Beauty. Drop Dead Gorgeous. Simply Irresistible. All Over Me. Fire Down Below. Striptease. One Night Stand. Abandon. Disturbing Behavior. Wild Things. Very Bad Things. Unfaithful. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Scream. Panic. Liar, Liar. Big Fat Liar. 13 Conversations About One Thing. War. Armageddon. The Breakup. Go. Independence Day. The Grudge. Cruel Intentions. Romeo Must Die. 10 Things I Hate About You. Y tu mamá también. Intolerable Cruelty. Psycho. Desperate Measures. Two can play that game. The New Guy. Next. The Others. Rebound. Crash. Boys Don't Cry. Down with Love. Stuck on You. Insomnia. 28 Weeks Later. The Bachelor. The Ex. Blast from the Past. Serendipity. Still Crazy. Enough. Get Over It. The Peacemaker. How to Deal. Adaptation. Atonement. A Walk to Remember. Joyride. Booty Call. Frequency. Honey. Beloved. Bad Company. Exit Wounds. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. End of the Affair. The Last Kiss. Memento. Final Destination. Just Friends. Serenity. Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Very good.
Wow.
How long does it take to compile that, and how do you figure out the order?
I mean, it's terrific.
It's terrific.
That one I wrote one night. I may or may not have been drunk.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning though, and I was just like on Wikipedia, and I was noticing that all these fucking titles could like be a story, and it was like 2 to 4 a.m. one night that I put this together.
That's fucking
Nice.
awesome, man. Good job. I really enjoyed the book. Where can people grab it?
Anywhere really, Barnes & Noble, some Urban Outfitters, Amazon, it's online, on the Quirk website, it's on my website, brianmcgackin.com. So pretty much, I mean, anywhere, it's in stores. Some
Where-
Barnes & Noble still have it. It came out last year, so some Barnes & Noble you have to order it.
Okay, so wherever books are sold, as they say. And what else do you have in the pipeline?
I've written another novel that I'm trying to put out now, like an actual novel. I've got some other stuff that I've written. I have a podcast that we're on hiatus right now.
You do have a podcast. Everyone,
Yeah.
it's very good. I was listening to a couple episodes.
Yeah, it's called Books and Shit. We,
Great title.
I mean, basically, we get drunk and we play drinking games, like literary drinking games.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's
That's
good.
awesome.
It's a fun listen. And
Yeah,
the
right.
Twitter's at BP McGackin.
Let me ask you a question, Brian, because I don't know any people that are legitimate poets. How many
Okay.
people do you hang out with that wear berets?
I do not know a single person that has.
Wow, really?
How many people do you know that snap their fingers to applaud?
I don't.
My kind of guy. My kind of poet. Brian, thank you so much for checking in, man. Really appreciate it. Of course, hit him up at Twitter at BP McGackin and BrianMcGackin.com and check out his podcast, books, and shit. Brian, thank you so much for checking in, brother. Really appreciate it. What's up?
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Thanks for Skyping in. We'll talk to you soon. So, Brian McGackin, very cool.
He looks like a handsome Eli Manning.
And it was cool because Brian sent me the email when we were just communicating and setting this whole thing up. He's like, "I'll do my best not to get a Hitler mustache of shame." So he gets it. He's a guy who fucking understands. He gets it. So definitely check out his book. It's like I said, it's a nice, easy toilet read.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Wait, Vin.
Yes.
Do you know him, or do you just found out about this book?
Just found out about this book and we contacted him.
And he's fucking
our good
in like Flynn,
our good friends at Quirk Books hooked up the interview. So
I really like the movie poetry because I love movies.